Alrighty guys, so starting off in the engine bay, and I apologize, don't mind my dirty inner fenders. When I had the front clip off and was working on the truck in the beginning, I had these off and decided to paint them a flat black, which I now regret. Gloss black would have definitely looked a lot nicer and been easier to clean, but I'll get back to that at a later time. So the jack location is right in here. I've seen some pictures of trucks that use this area to keep like a little ammo canister as a toolbox, but in the restoration of this truck back to original from the factory, I do want to maintain all the original parts. So here is the tie down bracket for the jack. This is the one that came off of the truck. I took it off a long time ago and just had it kind of sitting around. Then I got around to painting it, but just never put it back on. So what we're gonna do now is secure it back on, and then I'll move on to the bolt that holds everything down. I apologize in advance if the audio quality is not the best. The wind just picked up a little bit, but we got this installed. Next thing we have to do is install the retaining bolt that holds everything down. I ordered one off of LMC quite some time ago. It's stainless steel, so it's going to look a lot nicer. My only concern is this sleeve here. When you try to install it, it just has a lot of play, and it doesn't stay, I guess, far enough up to secure it with the wing nut, so it makes it a little difficult. This is an original piece, so of course this goes through the fender. The nut here secures it down so this stays up, and then the wing nut holds it all down. So instead of using this one, what I'm going to do is just swap it out for a fully threaded bolt like the original. It is a little shorter, but it should work just the same. So now that the jack is secure, we're moving on to the windshield washer reservoir, which previously I had resoldered these connections just to make sure they're making good contact. I also ordered a new lid. Mine was missing its lid. The website I got it off of was Autocrafters, I believe. I'll include a link. LMC doesn't really have a lot of this smaller stuff, or at least I didn't find it, so if you guys are looking for some of this stuff, go check it out. I also picked up these little tie downs for the wiring harness in the engine bay, so I will use these eventually. But one thing with my truck is it was actually missing this connector. I previously wasn't sure what it was or what type of connector it was or what it was for, but with some research and then taking trips to the junkyard, looking at other trucks, I was able to figure out that it was for the washer reservoir. They had for some reason cut it up here. Luckily I was still able to see the little ends of the wires there. So let's get the washer reservoir mounted and see if it works. So now that I have the reservoir connected and the main line all hooked up, I just need to put in the actual spray nozzles. So this is what they look like. This little barb here will fit into this hole on the left, and then you have a screw that goes there. This will fit through there. So we just need to secure this one. I already have the one on the passenger side done. And then you also have this little plastic fitting that splits the lines. So you want to be careful tightening that, you don't want to break it. But let's get this secure and then we'll fill up the tank and give it a test. So I got some fluid in the reservoir. Now we just got to give the system a test. So with the windshield wiper on these trucks, it's a 2-speed. So of course you click it over once, Click it over twice, and to engage the windshield washer, you just press on the knob. So it looks like we got it to work. We just need to adjust the nozzle on the driver's side. I also did want to show you guys something behind the seat. If you guys haven't checked out my in-cab storage tank video, check it out. This thing's really come in handy. I'm able to store a lot of things back here that you wouldn't really otherwise have any space for. They'd just be floating around in the truck or in the bed. But windshield washer fluid, got some oil, the receiver for the hitch, some straps there, a funnel, I believe that's power steering fluid over there. But going along with the jack in the engine bay, the handle is supposed to be back here along the seat. So it runs right back here, and what's used to secure it are these little pieces here. So these would sit right on here. That's about where the stud would be. Use the wing nut to secure it. I believe you can kind of see the one on that side there is broken off, but where it was welded to the floor, it would come over and under part of the seat, and then right up in here they have that screw. So this little piece would also go here and support it coming down, and it'd slightly be visible here right underneath the seat. So I'm still missing those. I haven't been able to locate an original one, so we'll just have to keep looking on that. But that kind of just wraps up this video. With everything going on right now, of course the quarantine, supposed to be home. We actually have quite a few things coming up on the channel. If you're able to see, this is a 74 dually. So it'll be coming up in the next video. I'll show you guys what's going to go on with this. I finally was able to pick up a welder. I've had the mask for quite some time, some welding gloves, but I was able to pick this one up. I think it should work just fine for what I'm looking to do. And we'll get to working on these two.